what's the correct process for, let's say, a flip? Well, I guess it really depends on where you start. If you're buying something that needs minimal rehab or maximum rehab. So let's just pretend like we bought a house that was a firehouse with a bad foundation. So pretty much gotta do a little bit of everything. So obviously the first thing you want to do is just demo everything out, right? Demo everything out, just everything that you're going to demo, right? You want to get that out of the way as soon as possible. Then start tackling your foundation. If, depending on how bad the fire was, if you got to do some framing, do that, and waterproofing. And you usually want to do that like right away. Again, it depends on how bad it was. If the roof's like caving in and you can't have someone up there to, tarp it off, then you kind of got to just deal with it until you get new trusses up there and you can actually waterproof it. So those were, I guess, your first steps, but that is kind of an extreme, right? So once you kind of get the roof foundation and the framing all good, then you can go and kind of seal the house up, right? Your doors, your windows, etc. Once you have all that and you have a sealed house, then our next step is to kind of get in our mechanical guys, right? So your plumbing, electrical, HVAC, obviously like rough electrical and plumbing, right? And since you demoed it all out, since it was a fire and everything got wet and it was terrible, you pulled out all your drywall. So you're going to do all your drywall next. And then once all the drywall's up, you start, putting in your kitchens and your bathrooms and your tiles, right? Tile all that up. And next step is essentially cabinets, or you can paint. I usually like doing paint and then cabinets. But it depends. Like some of these steps, like towards the end, you can kind of do them interchangeably depending on how you can schedule your people, right? The workers, right? If you can get the cabinets up, but your painter can't come in, you don't want to hold that guy up from doing what he's got to do, right? So I usually like doing the paint and then throwing up cabinets, but right, you got to balance out to see, just kind of do what you got to do to make sure that the project's on time, right? You don't want to push it out because all the projects always run late for some reason or another, right? But, well, not always, but most of the time, 50-50 chance, right? Just because of all the different variables, right? But you don't want to push your project out on purpose just to do something in a certain order if you can do the other if you can do it in another order and still be successful, right? Your painters are just going to have to spend more time and be more careful, essentially, right? So once that's all done, we do the flooring, and that's usually the last step, because if you do your flooring like halfway through, then everyone's like walking all over it, dropping shit all over it, stuff all over it. And it's really annoying because you have to tarp it off. And when you tarp it off, even if you use like cardboard or whatever, people still manage to somehow mess things up, right? So you just want to avoid doing double the work. So that's kind of like how we try to do things. And like I said, it depends on the house. It depends on how bad it is. It depends if you're doing the whole house or just like an area of the house, or how, right? Every rehab's different. But if you ever need help with trying to figure out a rehab, feel free to reach out. I'd be glad to help you out, as far as I know, and hopefully save you from doing double the work, because that is the most annoying thing, not only for you, but the guys that work for you, even though they're getting paid. It's annoying, right? And it's a waste of money and a waste of time and a waste of everything, right? So anyway, hopefully this helped. And if you ever need help with trying to figure out a flip, run numbers on a flip, anything, feel free to reach out and I would be glad to help you out. So have a great night.